溶けてゆく
Okay, hello everyone! Good evening, welcome to the stream! How is everybody doing? Nox, hello! We have Nondescript, we have Yuzuki, we have Riri. Oh, Riri immediately in with a thirsty redeem, thank you! And Melly's here too, hi Melly! Alright, yes, it's time to solve crimes! I am so excited, you guys don't even know. Yeah, just I guess a little preamble. I really love the Ace Attorney games. I've loved them for like more than 10 years now. But you know, like, the Great Ace Attorney is something that, you know, like everybody else who's into these games, thought would just never get localized. I thought we'd never ever get it, like too much time had passed, we weren't gonna get it, you know? But like we did! We finally did get it! we got an English release, which is so exciting. And even though I was so excited about that, I still somehow just have not had the time to play this game up until now. I didn't even have a copy until like last Christmas. So it's like, oh my god. Okay, well, I should stream this then. You know, I think it would be fun. And, you know, like, part of the reason that I got into the Ace Attorney series to begin with was because I watched other streamers play it. That was, like, my first exposure, that, like, over 10 years ago, was watching people play them on their own streams way back. So I thought, oh, like, this is kind of a little nice throwback for me of, like, just, you know, how I got into Ace Attorney to begin with. Oh, Nondescript, you bought the bundle? That's so awesome! I hope you really enjoy it. The original trilogy is great. I hope you have a lot of fun with it. The characters are so good. Hopefully, like, this should not spoil anything for you in those games, because this game takes place way before that. It takes place in another time period entirely. So, you know, that's also one exciting thing, just to see, like, the world of this series expand a little bit more through this new game. So yeah, and I've heard it's an extremely good game. I've heard that it's just, you know, one of the best entries in the series. So I'm so excited to get to start this. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I'm just really excited. Melly, are you into Ace Attorney? It definitely seems like you are. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I actually barely know anything about this game. I've managed to stay very spoiler free, which I'm super happy about, because a lot of the like whole appeal for me with these games is trying to solve all of the mysteries, trying to solve all of the crimes, and figure out, you know, what the right evidence is and when to present it, figure out who like the culprit is. Oh nice, you've played them all, heck yeah. Okay, nice. 80% of your Ace Attorney knowledge comes from Marvel vs. Capcom. I've actually not played that, but I've heard it's wild. I think it's so funny that they put Phoenix Wright in that. It is so funny. Oh god, look at those little creatures floating around. But yeah, like, hopefully then Nondescript, this will be a fun way for you to kind of see what the series is like and what it's kind of about and how it is to play it. Look at them all go! My boys! I love them. Thank you. Those creatures really do bring in the right vibe, if you ask me. So alright. That is my little preamble done. I'm too excited to like hold it off any longer. So you know what? Let's get all into the game. Okay. Let me just make sure. Oh, of course it decided not to be aligned right. Give me a second to fix this. 1 second. Okay. Okay, yes. Okay. Hello, Gazan, how are you doing? Oh wait, no, I do need to toggle because I need to make sure I have sound. There we go. Nice. Also, please let me know how the volume is. This is my first time streaming properly with like this capture card set up. So, you know, oh, the screen flashing, that was probably just because I was switching between like full screen and not full screen versions of it. Hi Ramsey, how are you? Oh, Gazan, or Nox, you've only seen memes? Well, I hope you have fun then. Okay, I did already go in and just double check the options for the game, so that should be set up totally fine. The volume is a bit low. Is like the volume of everything low? Freaking a sheet! Thank you so much for the follow! Nice to see you here! Yeah, is the volume of everything in the stream a bit low? Is the game volume low? Is my volume a bit too low? Just the game low? Okay. 1 second. I am gonna just adjust that a little bit then. Okay. Hey, freak in a sheet! Alright. Is this better? Does that make the game sound, you know, better? Is that better balanced? Just let me know. Oh, Ramsey, you're gonna go to sleep soon? Oh, you have to wake up soon, yeah. That'll be a big drive, so definitely go to sleep when you need to. This sounds okay? Perfect. Alright, then let's actually get into the game then. Especially for the people who have to go to bed soon, so you can see little bits of it.
Japan, after opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation.
Big Mike, hello, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream.
The land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide.
Yes, I am completely blind. I've somehow managed to be, like, totally unspoiled on this game, so I'm so excited to see all of the twists and turns. And find out who the first... what the first case is.
Man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Oh no, isn't that the protagonist? What happened, dude? Are we starting the game off being accused of murder? You're not an Ace Attorney protagonist if you don't get accused of murder, at least once, you know? The Ace Attorney with a gun. Yeah, so technically this is a 2-in-1 bundle of, like, 2 games. So that's super exciting. I get to play all of them. So, the 22nd of November, 8:43 a.m. at the Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendant's Antechamber 5. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors of this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? Oh, the soundtrack owns. I'm so excited to hear the soundtrack. Oh my gosh. What? Oh, no, nothing. Save your clothes. Murderer! Yes, I knew it! Woo! Off to a great start. Accused of murder. Sorry. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now, here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough. Oh, I've seen fan art of this guy. People love this guy. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. You've seen his balls on Twitter! Wow! And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes, and until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue. Oh, he's got a sword too and everything. I know he's got that in like the box art on the cover of the game. Tisk, technicalities. Look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. We're always the underdog. And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Oh, he's got lots of fans. That's what keeps his headband blowing. That's so right. It is going. We're indoors. There's no way there's a wind. I love that. Yeah, I feel like I'm probably going to also really like this guy, but I'm gonna try and be strong and like him a normal amount. We'll see though. Right, Ryunosuke? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. Don't worry, you're allowed to laugh. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yeah, I like characters a normal amount. That's my thing, is that I only like them a very normal, typical person amount. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student. Uh-oh. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not! You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I could never murder someone. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean... I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryonosuke. I'm liking him a normal amount. I'm liking him a normal amount. I'm liking him a normal amount. Okay, we can do this. Kazuma Asugi, my best friend, also in his second year at Yume University. But he's far more clever than I, a star student in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive, considering he's still an undergraduate. It's not that impressive. Oh my god, and they were best friends! The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old. You're in Japan anyway. No, I have to repeat it to make it true. I have to make it true. If I repeat it enough, it'll be true. My qualifications don't mean much, yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Yes, that's when all this started. I like him a normal amount. It's a normal amount. Congratulations, Kazuma. It looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. I know, I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you, and proud as your friend. Oh my god, yeah, it does kind of look like he cuts his own hair. That's fine, we can forgive that. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean, to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Oh, don't worry, it's just like all tea and crumpets and all that shit. Then come with me. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together. Oh, are they gonna be boys out on the town? Wow! If only it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. Partner. Gaze! Oh my god, they were partners. Oh my god. It was straight after that. That's when it happened. Asugi, may I have a word? Oh, it's her! I've wanted to get to know her. I love her design. Her kimono's so cute. Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now, Asugi. You should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before. I see. I'll go at once then. I shall accompany you. Alright then, Ryonosuke. I'll see you there in the courtroom. Yes. Thanks, Kazuma. Bye, guys. Oh, this is awkward. This is awkward. If I may. Yes, sorry? You must be the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Eugene Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University. I don't know, I'm getting culprit vibes from this guy. We'll see. Professor Mikotoba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. Asugi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. Some would even say lovers. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asugi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial... Yeah, it's very straight when best friend has to be highlighted in orange. Like, that's very heterosexual. Oh, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked and never granted again. Oh no, so he has to win for me and for his future? What? As I suspected, you were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asugi may have chosen not to tell you. He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it! I swear it! I'm not a murderer! I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Oh, true, it's not true love unless you're willing to put your future on the line. Right, now it's just romantic. Wow. Sorry? What do you mean? You'll soon understand, once proceedings get underway. No, I feel like I should know about that before my trial starts, but okay. But then what should I do? Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Right? Right, so... As soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. Bahari, hi! Welcome to the stream! Nice to see you. I do. But what will the question be? Surely not... Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. Defendant! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. Oh boy. It would seem our surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. I can say words, so allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asugi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. I gotta defend myself! Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving. There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad. No, he's gay. My one and only chance of proving my innocence. The trial that would decide my destiny. Alright, 9 o'clock a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 2. True, he could be bi. That's true. So this is A courtroom. Oh my god, I love his like nervous little eyes darting everywhere. That's great. That's such good little bits of like characterization. The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Whoa, the camera, it's moving! Lots of military and other uniforms in there. So like, if you haven't played other Ace Attorney games, usually it's just very like static with the camera, other than it kind of moving back and forth between the defense and the prosecutor's bench. So this is like, they're getting cinematic! The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial. A secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. I miss the sprites in Ace Attorney, but the 3D is so nice too. They did such a good job. I agree, the sprites for the early games were super, super charming, but I think they did a really great job of translating that sort of style and feeling to 3D, and it's very impressive. Also, hi everybody, how are you? It'll become clear in time, but for now, you need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. Oh god. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Oh god. Oh god. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. As is the defense. Oh my god, it's Ouchie. Oh my god. So, almost all of the, basically all of the time, the names in Ace Attorney are puns. Because, you know, there's like Winston Payne is kind of usually like your first trial prosecution who like sucks. And I guess now his ancestor's name is Ouchie. God. There's also like Larry Butts, Lotta Hart. Gosh, why am I blanking on other good examples? There's a lot of them though. I love the name puns in Ace Attorney. Before we begin, there's one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Oh my god, I forgot about Peace, Love, and Understanding. Oh my god, I forgot about that ridiculous name. Alright. Oh, freaking Sheep, did I thank you for the follow? Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Alright, so, normal procedure is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? Oh no! This is it! This must be the question! Who's going to defend me? What's the question that's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do... I need to answer quickly. What should I do? Oh, let's do it. Let's defend ourselves. Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who will advocate for his defense. Oh my god, look at how nervous he is. He's stiff. Oh my gosh. What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself. Gosh. Oh, but defending yourself when you're accused of murder in court is such a thing in Ace Attorney. You'll be what? He's Ryunosuke Naruhodo and he's fine! What are you playing at, Ryunosuke? Professor Mikotoba told me everything, just now before the trial. He did what? He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. Oh no, I upset my boyfriend. You think I won't be able to get you off? No, it's not that, really. It's just that, well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... Yes. I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Won't be able to get you off, not with that attitude. Whoa! Sheesh! Sheesh! Whoa! I'm so glad that this is what my chat is like. I'm so glad. Tisk. Professor Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. Well, well. Does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own counsel. Really?
Objection!
Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent, he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Oh! Yes, exactly! Exactly what I wasn't thinking! I'm not confident at all! Oh no, these animations are so good. In fact, my mind's a complete blank. Oh, this pose, this sprite oh, I like him a normal amount, I like him a normal amount, I like him a normal amount. I like him a normal amount. I'm normal. Thank you for the thirsty redeem. I'm normal, Nox! I'm normal. I'm normal. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered. Humph. Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed. As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. Yeah, Riri is good at keeping me very hydrated, which is very useful for streams where I have to talk and read a bunch like this. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. My competence? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job. I like him a normal amount. I'm normal. Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am. So, let's start with the very simplest of questions. Oh, yes! I know, Riri wants my head for raising the cost of Thirsty by 150 points. I need to get that tax, those seashell tax, you know? I noticed there was a high demand for Thirsty, and I said, okay, I can make some money here. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I'd care to remember. But, wait. Ugh, I'm so nervous I can't even remember that. What was it again? Ryunosuke. I like him a normal amount. Let me guess, your mind's gone blank? You know me so well. Oh my god, they're such a couple! All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that! It's simple. You can access the court record with a press of R. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there. Bahari! Thank you for this!
4 for 1 dumpy.
Oh my god. Thank you for the resub, Bahari! Love you! Slide into their DMs and tell them that all the relevant information can be found in the court record. I mean, like, if it worked for Phoenix and Edgeworth, why can't it work for Ryunosuke and Kazuma, you know? I'm just saying. I just have to press R for the court record. Alright, there's no time to lose. This is the list of evidence you've collected. Now try switching to people instead with R. First I want to... No, it won't let me look at all of the evidence I have. But I do have a university collar pin. I'm sure I'll get to look at this later. You'll find details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press B to go back. Okay, so let's read all the profiles. We have Kazuma Asugi, he's 23, a second year at the Imperial Yume University. He's my best friend, and despite being a student, a qualified defense lawyer as well. Yuji Mikotoba is 42, a medical school professor at the Imperial Yume University. He's an authority in forensic medicine and Kazuma's mentor. Takatsuchi Auchi is 51, the lead prosecutor of this case, who would appear to have little love for the changes the Cultural Reformation has brought about. God, just like Phoenix, he has to look over at his assistant's tits for the tutorial. So true. John Wilson, 47. The victim of this case. He was a visiting professor of medicine at Yume University from the British Empire. I see. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. I guess he's not aging so gracefully, Riri. Now, you'd better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. That's hilarious. Alright, so let's find the victim and present.
Yes!
The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university. A rule of thumb is that if a character's name isn't in Japanese or a pun, then it's a character name from Sherlock Holmes. I love that. That's so fun. I'm excited to see what Sherlock Holmes characters make it into this game. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to Yume University 3 years ago. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil. You two are both undergraduates of the Imperial Yume University, are you not? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember learning about this treaty. I don't remember all the details of it, but the name is very familiar. Yeah, it does feel wild to have an AA game that kind of, like, has actual historical, like, references. And I guess, you know what? If you're surprised by an outfit like this in Ace Attorney, you're gonna be really wowed later. Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor? Ugh, but I didn't do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Wait. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still. I should go and say hello. Partner. Yeehaw. So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? Does not say. State before the court the cause of death. The cause of death? Well, obviously, that was, dying. Yunosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Oh my gosh. Yeah, House is, like, you know, basically a Sherlock Holmes retelling. Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now. Okay, so we have our university collar pin. Proof that I'm a student at the Imperial Yume University. I always wear it on the collar of my uniform jacket. Ah, the post-mortem report. Alright. Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. and was caused by loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. Good to know. Okay. Yeah, single bullet fired at close range. Fatal hemorrhage from the pectoral ballistic trauma. No exit wound. Bullet did not pass through the body. Good to know. Okay, present.
Yes!
Well... According to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. Learn to read, you imbecile. That's a post-mortem report, I take it? Sorry, yes, that's right. The, post-mortem report. Yes, here does get silly very fast. It's very funny. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later. This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. Yeah, those autopsy reports get updated all the time. Okay, let's take a little look at this. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. Yep, you can see that. He's got a little steak behind him, he's got some wine. The glass is empty though. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range. Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. I know, poor dude didn't get his last meal. Okay. Added to the court record. Nice. So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. I love the time period they chose to set this in. It's so fun. This is so cool. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible. Very well, I am satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial. Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, not with further ado, in order to better apprise the court with the facts of the case, a witness! The prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened. Ugh, this is it then. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Miko Toba? Yes, clearly. You're the defense lawyer today, not me, but that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. Ah, of course! When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asagi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of advice is, rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first. No, I kind of like the cold stares. He can keep those. Derek, hello! How are you? Welcome to the stream. We're about to hear from our first witness in a crime that we've been accused of committing. So it's exciting. How are you doing? Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please. Of course, my name is Satoru Hosonaga. I'm the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called Le Carnaval. Oh. Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up summer. Aw, say hi to Al too for me. Ooh, and thank you for the name explanation. That is very helpful. That's very interesting. Hosonaga is composed with kanji for thin and tall. That definitely fits him. Interesting. It's a regular occurrence. It doesn't really bother me. Well, it really should. As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental eatery, 3 days ago. Gee, this is a great Ace Attorney. Me too, I really like the main character. And it's going okay. We haven't had much of a chance to show them off since we're only about to cross-examine our first witness, but I'm excited too. Yeah, I knew Occident because we talked a lot about that in a class I took in university, just kind of Eastern and Western like perspectives. It was very fun. Yeah. Understood. Hosonaga-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. At once, sir. And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please. Roy buddy, thank you so much for the subscription. That means so much. Welcome. Welcome to family. I hope you enjoy all your new emotes and everything. It's great to have you here. Thank you so much. That means very much to me. Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring? It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have a few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied. That fits in with my memory of it too. There's hardly anyone else in the place. It was when I was in the kitchen, putting away crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Yes!
Hold on! Let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him!
Objection!
I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur. But the next time you interrupted at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, Defendant Naruhodo. Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness. Ugh. If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today? Yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? No. There was no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around that table. What's the matter, Yonosuke? Was there somebody else? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, was there somebody else at the table? There was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. Really? And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? We're gonna get a chance to cross-examine, let's wait. I desperately want to say something, but I was told not to interject. Yonosuke, if your parents tell you to study, you're the kind of man who would diligently get to work, aren't you? I suppose I am. I'd never have gotten into Yume University otherwise. But you can't just always follow the rules in life, you know. Oh, I was supposed to interject there, that's fine. If you don't say what you want to say right now, you'll seriously regret it when you're found guilty. Alright, you've scared me. I won't forget that piece of advice in a hurry. And there is something I want to say. I'm just going to shut my eyes and say it.
Yes!
Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Objection!
Dear me, what are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? But I'm sure of what I saw. Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy. No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. Yeah, his reactions are so good. I love this protagonist. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please, have a look if you'd like to. Okay. Let me see. Ah, a sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself, I presume. That's right. I'm afraid that I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter. Okay, how do we prove that he wasn't sitting alone then? Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well... Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. Something certainly seems to have shaken him. Alright. I wonder if there's something about the front of the business card, or there's something in the sketch if we look at it enough. The waiter is sussy. So, the court has now heard a precis of the case. Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant. The only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency! If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense, if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial. The prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses, witnesses plural, who were present at the scene of the crime. Oh, thank you for the thirsty redeem! Thank you, Rigi. What do you think I should do, Kazuma? What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual, about these peculiarities. You've said it, Professor. You've said it. Professor Mikotoba said it, and so is the judge and the prosecution. Are you saving for the next juicy Tyrek? You getting ready? I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it? What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? Oh man. Ardbert Final Fantasy is gonna be juiced soon, you guys. The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. Oh my god, I love how he jumped back. You participated in the Graha juicing and felt bad about it. Ardbert can be juiced on other people's dime. That's respectable. I understand your stance. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is. Indeed. Prosecutor Ouchie, please continue with the proceedings. Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. Uh-oh. Ugh. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls its next witnesses. Very well. Officer, bring forth the witnesses at once. You can be your saint or your devil. Oh, look at these guys. Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army's Sergeant Yesa Nosa, reporting for duty, sir. Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation, Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rasute, a humble premises in the 2nd District, Kiryo Korekuta, at your service. An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing! Oh my god. Yeah, curio collector. Oh my gosh. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned. Myself, I habitually take tea of most of the exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon. And, not infrequently, converse with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business. I can't understand a word that old man is saying. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Excuse me, sorry about that. The air here has been really dry lately, so that's been tough. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Yeah, I'm curious what the, difference, or, what the choice was when they were localizing it, when they decided to use Nippon for these lines. I'd be very curious. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this atrocious incident. Is that correct? Affirmative. The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war. Sir! It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir. This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. Yeah, it sounded like a baby. What the heck was that? So, this is the decisive evidence that the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment he shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? Essie, hello, how are you? Welcome to the stream! Good to see you! If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Yes, sir! What the heck is with the baby noise? What the heck? Standing by, ready to report, sir. Unsavory memories of most acerbic afternoon. Alright, what the witnesses saw. I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. No, I don't want to go to jail! The baby noise. I want to know what that is. At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Oh no, it wasn't from the back! It wasn't from the back! Ah, why'd you bonk me, Noah? I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio. Wait, that the purple thing he's wearing, does he have a baby on his back? Is that what that is? Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. You have a baby on your back. Why did it take me so long to figure that out? The old man just took out a knife. Hello? Anyways, I guess. That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy. What times we live in, when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day. But this is ridiculous! I didn't shoot anyone! Is that really true, Ryunosuke? Yes, all I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. After I'd said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant, when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up... Uh-oh, that was a mistake. You shouldn't pick up guns. Bane! What? I didn't need to say the bane out loud. Why did I do that? Well, if that's the truth, there's obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was. There is! Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now. As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. I know, right? Kazuma's so good-looking, Essie! He's really hot. He's really hot. I just needed somebody to agree with me, and I can't hide it anymore. Oh no, Essie. I was trying to be so normal all stream, and then I just had one person in chat agree that he's hot, and I lost it. I can't. I like him a normal amount. No! Alright, it is time to bring this despicable student to justice. Certainly, the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the
Yes!
I like that he raises his hand. What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? The defense demands its rights to a cross-examination. That's true. It's not Graha levels yet. Not yet. Dear me, dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic. Huh? How did he know? The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. Oh, do you think it'll surpass the Graha levels? We'll have to see about that. I like Graha a lot. We'll see. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Objection!
The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. A Catman in a very different sense. Oh boy. Oh boy, that'll be a time. Whether or not you think he's capable of is irrelevant. Gulp! Cosma is so commanding. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses. Alright, this is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means what that soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yes, but it's just a case of proving it, and the key to doing that is evidence. Right, evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you. Oh no, the little glance at his hands when he didn't slam the table hard enough. Oh my god. Oh my god, that was great. Alright then, it's all or nothing. Oh, his slime sucks so bad, I love it. What the witnesses saw. Alright. So we can press the witnesses, too, for more information. Why aren't you saying anything? Is this some new interrogation technique? I hadn't actually thought of what I wanted to ask. Just ask about anything that catches your attention, anything that bothers you. Alright then, this beef steak you mentioned, what kind of food is that? Tension! Ugh! Beef steak is a delicious cut of veal, vigorously cooked on a cast iron grill and served piping hot. Oh. If food could receive medals of honor, beef steak would be almost as highly decorated as a cutlet. Right, I see. Thank you, sir. So, next question. I love that he raises his hand every time. What a polite boy. The 8 is Attorney Wiki has an article on the word yes. I love that. This cutlet you mentioned. What kind of food is that? Tension! Ugh! Cutlet is a delicious cut of veal tossed in breadcrumbs and deep fried in cooking oil. Accept your guilty verdict, atone for your crimes, and when you're released from prison, try it. Yes, sir. I will, sir. On the double, sir. Sorry to interrupt, but how about trying to stick to questions that are relevant to the case? Oops, sorry. I'll do my best. So, next question. Is it just me, or do you keep hearing a sort of wah crying? Negative! Well, at least we've learned that he's a big beef lover. Affirmative. It's not easy knowing what questions to ask. Oh, I got a little achievement. Great. Alright. Yes! It's fun to press just for all of, like, the dialogue. I have no idea what you're talking about. A koban, boy? A koban? You mean an old Edo coin? The day prior to the incident, a treasure of exceptional value from the Hoei period entered my possession. I took myself to the restaurant the following day, with said items secreted in my bosom pocket, in the hope of an affluent cognizant appraised of its indisputable value being present. So, you were hoping to sell your koban coin? To Sergeant Nosa, with whom you met at the restaurant? Yes, it's quite clear where you're going with this, boy. You are about to assert that a penniless soldier would have no hope of purchasing a precious koban. Isn't that so? Well... You little absurd cadet. You want to add disrespecting a superior officer to your list of crimes, do you? Blight insubordination. No, I didn't say anything. Although penniless might be just the word I was looking for. In any case, the hour was already advanced beyond that of the midday luncheon. There remained precious few present with whom I could engage in discourse about matters of business. The gentleman beside me, who was grappling with his braised veal at the time, was my sole prospect. I see. Oh, thank you for the thirsty redeem! Alright. Yes! So, you're saying that you actually saw me at that time? Affirmative! I saw you! Laughing, cackling, like a madman as you trained the barrel of your gun on the English civilian. He's still messing up the slap, but that's impossible. I only... Allow me to confirm just one point, please. What's that, Private? Thinking carefully about the statement you just made, it seems to me that it must have been just after you heard the gunshot that you looked over to the victim's table. And so what if it was? Well, if that really is the case, it would mean that you didn't in fact see the precise moment when the killer actually fired the gun. Arg! And double arg! My sixth sense. Sorry? My sixth sense of danger. I picked up the waves of murderous energy radiating from your foul mind. Which means, a split second before you pulled the trigger, I was looking right at you, cadet. Surely that's not really possible, is it? Do you think I've got where I am today in the army if I couldn't sense danger in the air, son? Well... Oh god, he's attractive. It would seem the soldier is absolutely convinced that he saw you do the deed. This is not good. Alright. I'm pretty sure this is where I'll have to present. So let's press this first. Yes! On your hands and knees. Could you explain that, please? That's right. Spurning the arthritis, I was, in order to retrieve the lost piece. What lost piece are you referring to? The koban, of course! The exquisite Hoei-era koban coin! I had just been showing the rare treasure to the military man as he masticated his meal. After averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished. Ooh, I bet that's gonna be important later. The koban vanished? Hence I began to acquaint myself with the intricacies of the floor in order to locate it. And then it happened. You think the baby ate it? Oh my gosh. You heard the gunshot, you mean? None other then, though it was no concern of mine. I was frantically scouring the floor for the aforementioned lost treasure. Oh, maybe Nosa ate it, true. That seems possible too. So, in fact, you didn't actually witness the precise moment when the incident occurred. Indeed, myself, I did not. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. Listen, Ryunosuke. We know there are lies lurking in these statements. It's time to expose them. I understand that. The question is, how? Like I said before, the key to this is using evidence that you've collected. You can examine and present evidence while a witness is giving testimony by pressing R. Go through each witness statement and the details about each piece of evidence and compare all the facts. Somewhere in there, you'll find something that doesn't add up. In other words, an inconsistency. An inconsistency. When you find a statement and a piece of evidence that seem to contradict each other, present your evidence with X and rip the witness apart. Whoa. Just be careful, because if you assert a contradiction that has no basis, you'll be given a penalty. If you're dealt too many penalties, the defense's case will fall apart and you'll receive a guilty verdict. So that's it. Peruse the evidence in the court record and find an inconsistency with a witness's statement. Alright, I'll give it a try. You can hear the witness's statements over and over again, as many times as you like. So keep your head and be measured in your attack. Good luck, partner. Well, alright. Let's go back to the second last one. Alright, and we're gonna press just to see. So this black uniformed university cadet, you're saying that was... Arg! I've had just about enough of your sauce, cadet. Who else do you see around here in black uniform, There's two of us. Well, there's someone standing right next to me who fits that description as well, but... It was you, you little weasel. You unloaded the firearm on that man. From behind his back, and you call yourself a citizen of the great empire of Nippon? You disgust me. What is it, Ryunosuke? I'm not quite sure. It's something that the sergeant just said, but I can't put my finger on it. Something's playing on my mind. In that case, check back over the details of the evidence you've gathered in the court record. And if you find an inconsistency there with what the witness just said, then don't hold back. Present the evidence to the court, thrust it in the witness's face, and make him choke on it. Whoa! 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 Okay, dude. Alright. This one says specifically shot from the front, so let's present this one. Choke on these nuts! What? What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting some photographic print in my mustache. Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes! There's a clear inconsistency here. What nonsense. What can this print possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there's no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. This is so frustrating! Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Cosmo, what? What are you talking about? It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic print presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. What? Oh, this music is good. Sergeant Yasanosa. Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir.
Yes!
But no, that just can't be. Why not, cadet? Because... Take a close look at the print. Oh, this is Cosmo's theme? It's really good. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? Baby! What the... What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Certainly, there's clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious La Carnival steak, sir. What? The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Yasanosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all. That's absurd. I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Ooh, shots fired. Gag! Oh, you can see the baby now. There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial, just from that one discrepancy. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. Wow! But I definitely saw him. That university cadet there, he was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back.
Yes!
He's gonna need some aloe for that burn, you're so right. But I never fired the gun! All I did was pick it up off the floor! And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either? Myself? I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Oh, yes, you were looking for your Koban coin, weren't you? Indeed, the prized Hoi-era Koban. Hunting around under the table I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded Hoi treasure. Nothing could distract me! Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? No. I see. Baby ate it! Baby ate the coin. That lamentable day, the precious Hoi Koban was lost to me. No doubt, some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. As I'm sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. This is a Mr. Burns episode where the baby shot the guns, oh my god. No matter how subservient our government feels that must be to the British, it would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Ouchie? Worry not, Your Excellency. Political commentary in my ace attorney? Well, the defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. My witnesses have further testimony to make. Explain. Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. I'll thank you for the thirsty redeem, Riri. I am almost out of water. Oh my goodness. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Ugh. Tiger at the front gate, wolf at the back is what my hypothetical Tinder profile would say. I see. I'm just trying to imagine what I would think if I was on a dating site and saw something like that. That'd be wild. Very well, the court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear as Kiriko glass, Your Excellency. Yes, sir. At once, sir. Awaiting signal to testify, sir. Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think. It's me. Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Name, Aido. It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. Aido. Tension! Your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy. Oh my goodness. I don't know, sir. I know, I think next Thirsty Redeem I'm gonna have to take a second to go get some more to drink. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young lad in black, that much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out! These testimonies are certainly compelling. Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all. Please, enough of these outbursts already. But there was a woman! There was a young woman at his table! You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her. Objection! If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. Ugh. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact. Is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime, Counsel? Indeed, of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. Okay, yeah, so there's only one meal here. But, like, what would the reason for that be? If she was sitting there. As can plainly be seen, there is only one place set. Certainly, based on the appearance of this print. it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. Oh, this doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. Alright. Yeah, like, she could have walked up to him from, like, another table or something. Oh. She didn't, like, start dining with him. She was there for a conversation. Probably she killed him, but, like, how or why with everybody else insisting that she wasn't there? I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. It was John Cena. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. The witness testimonies we have just heard leave no further room for doubt. These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Takatsuchi Ouchi, will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires is an honor. We're up. This is fine. We're fine. How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. What? If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazuma. Oh, thank you for the posture check. Alright, let's make sure we are sitting up properly. That does feel better, thank you. Alright. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick, understood? Rules can be so unbending at times. Ugh. Alright. Alright. Yes! Let's press these statements. No, no, no! It's not the same thing at all. For a start, I didn't fire that gun. We have a difference of opinion on that. The opinion of a uniformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet. That doesn't mean anything. I don't think so. Consider this, defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked. Did you? Did you see it? Did you see me blink? How could I? And yet, it is an undeniable fact that I did blink. So there you have it. Have what? Tension! The sound of the firearm rang in my ears, and the very next moment, I saw you waving the gun at the Englishman. I think that says it all, don't you? And let us not forget that the antiques dealer witnessed the accused in the most incriminating position as well. Isn't that so, Korekuta-san? Alright. Yes! Yes, it may be true that I was holding the gun at that point in time. But I've told you already, that's only because I picked it up off the floor. Well, obviously, as the culprit, that's the only way you could explain it away. I had just finished drinking my coffee and I was about to leave the restaurant when I noticed a gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up. And at exactly that moment, bing! A gunshot rang in my ears. Full of events beyond our control, life is. Sorry? What do you mean? In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated this testing predicament. Whereas conversely, I failed to pick up the carbon from the floor and find myself in an equally testing predicament as a result. The baby shot him! Anyway, the fact remains, myself, I did see you. With pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner. Maggie style, yeah! Alright.
Yes!
You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there.
Objection!
I like how, ready you guys are to, convict this baby. I love that everybody, everyone's sharing the same brain cell about the Mr. Burns episode. As you've been at pains to point out time and again, I feel I'm growing a callus in my ear. And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman. Ugh. If only there'd been more people dining there at the time, then someone else would have noticed her. Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. I know, of course the place was almost empty. It's what you'd expect. Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of a time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day, and why he was alone. Yeah, I'm wondering that too. Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason. There was? This was found in the victim's jacket pocket. Ooh, what is it? What is that, Counsel? It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant. Hota Clinic. Yes, there would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19th November, noon past 1 p.m. The very day of the incident. So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing on the case. No, I bet it has a ton of bearing. Submit it, submit it. I wonder. What do you think, Runosuke? Well, it is hard to see how it could be related, really. Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. Should I ask for Dr. Wilson's medical report card to be submitted as evidence or not? Yes, let's grab that.
Yes!
If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds? The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern.
Objection!
No, they could be of concern. You haven't established a motive for me. Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon? You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense's request. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's a most disturbing trend. Well, this guy would do well on politics Twitter. All the old guys would be loving this. Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. Alright. What we need right now is new clues. Asserting rights with the boys! Yeah! We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you. Help! You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you'd forgotten that these witnesses' testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Korikuta-san. Lawyer rights. How do we prove that he wasn't by himself? So you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone. That I did. Forgive me for the position I placed you in. That silence was suspicious. So the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on that point. Isn't it interesting? And let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well. As can clearly be seen, there's only a single beefsteak on the victim's table, a meal for one. Oh my god, Dr. Wilson. Oh my god. The antiques dealer, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before. It's not impossible that they're all lying. But if so, then why? If I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea. You could go for a steak, yeah. It's making me a little hungry too.
Yes!
Why aren't you telling the truth? What? What did you say, Cadet? I clearly remember. Yeah, there was a woman sitting across from the table from the professor. Perhaps one of you might have not have noticed. But for both of you to have failed to see the professor's dying companion, it's just not possible. Yeah, it is weird that the chair is facing away. I wonder if that's relevant. Unfortunately for you, Defendant Naruhodo, it's not just a case of these two witnesses alone. Sorry? The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly stated the same thing. He also said that the victim was alone. That's right. Precisely. In other words, you are the sole proponent of this phantom lady. But If such a woman were indeed present at the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof. And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman be made. It's a blatant waste of the court's time. There's nothing I can say to that. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before. Oh, you mean this? I'm so sorry I had to sneeze there. My goodness. Yes, this is a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail. How exactly? You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are ones you may examine. Thank you, Nox. Thank you, Tyrek. I appreciate that. And I'm glad you like my laugh, Ouchie. Alright. Use R up, R left, R down, R right. Alright, we can rotate the evidence and examine it from all angles by using L up, L left, L down, and L right. Wow, look at it go. You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missed before. You need aqua sneeze. Alright. Next, if I sneeze again, next time I sneeze on stream, I guess you'll all be hearing it. You freaks. Press A to investigate further. Alright. Yeah, parts from the tutorial made much more sense on the 3DS. Alright, let's take a closer look, see if there isn't something new to be learned by examining it in more detail. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Alright. I'm sorry for calling y'all freaks, but it's very funny. Okay. It says Hoda Clinic on this medical report card. I hate clinics, almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. Aren't they all the same? When I was 5, I caught the only cold I've ever had in my life. Oh, lucky. And I remember, even though I felt awful already, I had to have this hideous injection in my right arm. Brr. I'll never forget it. Never in my whole life. Most people would give their right arm to have had only one cold in their whole life. Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything. Alright, anything else here? Let's turn it around. Oh, interesting that a bit is folded like that. It looks like this medical report card was first issued quite some time ago. It's probably a record of long-term treatment, that's why. With a family doctor, I imagine. Well, I can't imagine. Going to a doctor, I mean. As long as I'm alive, I'm never consulting one. You guys want to be insulted more? What the heck? What the heck? What the heck, you guys? Oh my goodness. What the heck? Well, if you were dead, there'd be no point. So you don't like doctors then? Why would you? They make you drink horrible tasting medicine, they give you painful injections, and then they demand lots of money from you for the privilege, all when you're at your lowest ebb. You sound like a model patient. The bad case of stubbornness, no less, for which the only cure is very bitter medicine indeed. Man, you guys. You want to be insulted more? You want to be stepped on? What the heck? Okay. Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Ah, and there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? It would seem so. Just before the incident, he'd had a bad tooth removed. Oh, thank you for this thirsty redeemed freak in a sheet. Alright, I will go refill my water really quick. I will be right back, you guys. Give me like 2 seconds. Alright. Oh my gosh, when did the game get like this? None of y'all told me. Was it like that for a bunch of the stream, you guys? Or did that just happen now? I can't remember what it looked like before. And I'm like so concerned. I hope it wasn't like all off and weird for too much of the stream. Oh, okay, it's been fine. Why did it suddenly change like this? Well, okay, as long as it wasn't messed up. But that is such a strange thing to have happen. But that's fine, I guess. Like, it's not the worst. It's just very weird. OBS, why? Alright. Let me catch up on chat. I'm sorry it took more than 2 seconds, guys. I got some iced tea and I wanted to put ice in it too. But alright. Oh yes, now I can actually do the thirsty redeem. Thank you again, freaking a sheet. Alright, let's get back to it. So he'd had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. Another thirsty redeem. Alright, I'll take another sip. Iced tea is so good. Like, the stuff I'm using isn't anything special. It's just the kind you just like buy pre-made at the store. But it's really good. Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you feeling pain. Did you know that, like, I can't really feel anesthesia, at least for, like, dental work? So it's really horrible if I get a cavity. I go in and, like, they put, like, extra, like, needles of it into, like, my gums and stuff, and I still feel it. It still kind of hurts. So my doctor's office calls me the girl who doesn't freeze, because they can't get my gums to freeze properly, even though they get to the point where they're like, we really shouldn't put more anesthesia in you than we already have, so you're just gonna have to deal with it. And I'm like, why? So that's part of why I hate the doctor's office. It's awful. There's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Junpei, have you heard of the girl who doesn't freeze? That's an excellent reference. That's a game I'd also like to play on stream sometime. Maybe after this one, it depends. Alright, strictly no food or drink, besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthetic effects have passed. The food wasn't his, he wasn't eating at the restaurant. Really? Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. Alright. You get jabbed a lot to go numb for such procedures when they... Oh no, I forgot to unmute the game! Ah! It's fine. I was so distracted by the game suddenly resizing itself. Thank you for pointing that out to me, I appreciate it. Oh, the OBS gremlin's distracting me from actually doing the audio. At least I remembered to do my mic. Alright, with this new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. So, I think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you? Definitely. Yeah! Yeah, I think the woman was the one eating. Okay. Okay, I'm pretty sure it will be. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure it's that one. Okay, yes. So let's present the medical report card. Yes! Yeah, the other day with my mic being muted on stream but somehow fine in Discord was so weird. I don't know why that happened. But yeah, he could not redeem the thirsty for 3 hours. That's so sad. Yeah, Twitch is mad at me. I also had fun. The stream was like 5-10ish minutes late because I had fun with the capture card deciding that it was gonna be weird on me. Even though it was totally fine when I tested it the other day. I did so many tests and it worked fine, and then of course right before I go to stream it like decides that it doesn't want to detect the switch, and I was sitting there, I was like, really? You're gonna do this now? You're gonna do this right now? But that's being a streamer for you. That's streamer life, I guess. Well, I think, about what are you wittering, lad? Call yourself a lawyer. Yeah, bonk Twitch for me. It's important. I wish I could, but first and foremost here, I'm the accused. Ryunosuke. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. I could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. All right, and thanks for the advice, partner. Korekuta-san, this is a medical report card belonging to the victim. Yeah, I can understand why some people don't like to stream on Twitch, but basically I just kind of had an account already going here, and so much for Maria's here, and I wasn't really in the mood to figure out YouTube streaming. So I figure, you know what, like, it's good. Most of the streamers I follow also use Twitch, so it's kind of nice to, like, have everything all in one place. Ah, I see. And I don't see. What of it, boy? Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement, something clearly doesn't add up. Okay, yo, but when we get to the point where he can do the proper slam on the desk, it's gonna be so epic, I'm gonna freak out.
Objection!
Dear me, have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel. But let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant. But that's, Remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point. Yeah, F ouchie, this guy sucks. Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There is surely no need to prolong this trial further. The witness testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. This medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there is no one else besides this pale-faced pupil who could possibly... Yo! This medical report card has nothing to do with the case. Do you really believe that? Corn, hello! Welcome to the stream, how are you doing? What? This outburst half petrified me, boy! Of course I believe it! How can it possibly be relevant? Perhaps because Hota Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic. Aw, bye Corn, I understand. This game is very fun so far. I hope you enjoy it when you play it. We'll have to talk about it then. Ooh, you got an Omocat sweater? Awesome. They have some really good designs. I hope you like your sweater. And I hope you had a good day at work and that you can enjoy your evening. Thank you for coming to drop by. It was really nice to see you. A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me? Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted. What's this now? And furthermore... Yo, this song slaps too. If I told you that as a result, the victim had been forbidden from eating... Just what are you trying to say, cadet? He had orders not to eat, so what? It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off. What? No, that can't. Korekuta-san. What, boy? What? As you just heard, when he was killed, sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all. No. Additionally, there's more. You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case? In some case, I say, man, screw what this says, I'm gonna do what I want and chow down. No, Tyrek, that's not good for you! You gotta take care of yourself. I don't want anything to happen to you if you do that, when you shouldn't. Because the victim, as we now know, he is pogging it off, had just had one of his teeth extracted, and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Can we get some pogs in the chat for Yonosuke? Arg! Expertly done, partner. Oh, this is a good theme! Oh, this is good! Well, what is this nonsense, you little upstart? Yeah, pogs in the chat! These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Objection!
Use your head. Oh, eye surgery, that sounds intense. I hope you were okay. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't he follow the logic? How dare you! I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Ryunosuke? Huh? Yes, most definitely. So having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who in fact was eating the pictured beef steak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel. I know, Kasuma's really great. Counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it? Oh no, I bet it was really tough when the anesthesia wore off. That must have been really hard to deal with. Ooh, I don't envy you. Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of your turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been... me? Oh, I kind of want to hear that, but I know it's not. An as of yet unknown third party. Obviously, it can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table.
Objection!
You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person.
Yes!
There was, because I saw her! When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it. Erg. Guys, it's moments like this that make me love Ace Attorney, when you get the right evidence to just break down the prosecution's case and you're on a roll. It's so fun. We've strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial, relentlessly. Kazuma, are you insane? You would take on the government? Yeah, because he's a bad bitch. Don't worry, counsel. I have no issue with you. What do you mean? I have issue with them, those two witnesses in the stand. What? What are you talking about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So if it now turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury. Perjury! And since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing. Complicit in murder? No! Yeah, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Negative. There's no mention of this at the tactical meeting. I was just following orders. Whose orders? Whose orders? Whose orders? Who? That's right, as the man says. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they told us. Uh-oh. 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 Oh. What? What did you just say, Korikuta-san? Oh, no. You were just following orders? Now hold on, Land. I was, Say you never saw the gentlewoman? When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas? What?
Objection!
What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements? Is this true, you pair? Oh, he didn't know about it either. Somebody else is pulling the strings. Just one. Just one simple slip of the tongue. Order, order. Council, explain what is going on here. It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent those witnesses from telling the truth. Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this. Oh no, we're back to the little baby slaps. Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouths shut? Well, that's classified. So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. Yonosuke, judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Aochi had any idea about it. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Ooh, none of those are good. Well, any ideas about who might be behind this? If we can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. So we need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut. Of course, we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power here. But how? How can we possibly... Remember how we made progress before? Before, we examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh yes, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. There's no time to lose. I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe. Please, wait, Your Excellency! I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god. I knew nothing. And what does the defense have to say about all this, well, Your Excellency. Ugh, no time to think. I'm just going to have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes into my head. Oh boy. The only person with enough influence out of all of these would be Mikotoba, right? A professor? An authority in forensic medicine. Okay, I can't go back to my evidence. How do I look at... I can still look at my evidence? Do you know how I do that? Well, if it's out of these people, then I would present him. There! What do you make of that? Okay, let's actually look at the court record real quick. I'm pretty sure that this would be what we want to examine closer. Let's flip it around. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Well, I was hoping that it would give me a chance to, like, look at my evidence before this, but I have learned it will not always prompt me. If they tell me to look at my evidence, I should open up the court record right away. Well, that's unexpected. What is? Look, do you see it says the witness's name here? Satoru Hosonaga. Well, yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point. It's not the name that's expected. That's unexpected. It's his job title. His job? Oh! Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Inspector? What on earth? I have no idea. But let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence, if they're wielding it somehow here. Alright. Let's go back. Time to take my penalty. I think, counsel, that you may want to close your ears as well as your eyes. Otherwise, the sighs of disappointment in the courtroom may very well deafen you. If you feel you must close your eyes in a crisis, might I suggest you keep your mouth shut next time too? Otherwise, I may have to use the influence I have in this courtroom to shut it permanently. Oof. I don't know what it is about that prosecutor exactly, but he really makes me wince in pain sometimes. Wow. I don't have a great deal of influence myself, but believe me, I can find other ways to make you keep your mouth shut as well. Whoa! 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 Alright, don't get angry. I'll think again. There must be a clue somewhere in all that evidence in the court record. Alright, now that I think about it, there might be some piece of it. I've looked at it! I like that you guys are reading all of Cosmo's threats in a murdery way. I'm reading them in a very different way, but we're not going to talk about that. Alright. Yes! Well, surely that would be Satoru Hosonaga-san. Hosonaga-san? The waiter who took the stand earlier.
Objection!
I don't know, I'm not thinking anything. My brain's empty. I don't have any brain cells. Poppycock! What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence. For once, I would agree with you. If that is, the man were truly a waiter. What if he truly were? Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit this court with the truth. The truth about Satoru Hosunaga's real identity, as proven by this evidence. Yes! I like the difference between brain empty like in Kazuma and normal amount. And objection, Aqua has plenty of brain cells, they're all on Kazuma. Listen, listen, listen guys, I'm valid. I'm normal. I'm normal. I'm so normal. The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question. I agree it shows a great attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything. Yeah, Riri's not wrong either. She's got the right idea too. Sorry, Your Excellency, that's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's of interest. I beg your pardon? Or perhaps I should have said the front. The good slap. Yes! It's the front of the back of the card! That's where the telling detail is. I couldn't even say that without laughing. Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Hosonaga-san sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. It's true, I do like the good slap. Oh my god, you guys know me so well. Oh my god. I'm normal. The front of that business card reveals the man in question's profession, his true profession. The waiter's profession, but that's surely... Good gracious! Clip me all you want, you can't stop me. I'm unshameable. I'm unshameable, I've decided. I can't be shamed. That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. I'm not cringe, I'm normal! This is a normal reaction to Cosmo, I swear! I wanna believe! Froggy, hello, how are you? How's it going? How's your night? What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before? No, I'm not being cringe. Froggy, look at the dude on the left. What do you think of this dude on the left here? What do you think of Kazuma? Tell me. Tell me your thoughts. The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power. Absolute power as far as regular civilians are concerned. So, witnesses there in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? He sure do look like a guy. He's a pretty cute guy, but he's... Listen, Froggy, just look at him for a bit and, like, tell me what you think normal thoughts to have about this dude are, okay? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well... Who said hold it? Was it him? Was it Hosonaga? Yes! This music! Inspector Hosonaga! No, his hair's fine! The hair's not perfect, but Froggy, we can look past it. We can look past the hair, okay? If you want to hold his hand if it looks clammy? No, I don't think he'd have a clammy hand. If anyone has a clammy hand, it's Ryunosuke, okay? I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Yeah, we saw this. I would really hope that I don't believe that his hands wouldn't be naturally wet. I don't believe that. I don't accept that. No. No, that's not possible. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake. So, you mean to say, you really are a detective? But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Ah, of course! Your salary must be terrible! Working undercover. Why did that get me so mad? Undercover? Yes, there have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. Okay, I need to calm down. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court. No, it's not like Asahi's haircut at all, Froggy. It's not like that at all. Asahi has a bowl cut. This Kazuma doesn't have a bowl cut. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would also have been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner, therefore I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable! As I suspected. Bang! As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady, whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the Bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. I definitely had a second where I thought someone just pulled out a gun in the courtroom. Could you imagine? That'd be intense. I'm actually surprised. Has that not happened in an Ace Attorney game yet? I'm so shocked that that hasn't happened in an Ace Attorney game yet. Special orders? You mean to say, remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Corruption! Police corruption! Those were my orders. But what if this Englishwoman was the killer? A cab, y'all. A cab. I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. Fuck the police! Fuck the police! An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect. Well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. But it's not right! One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Yume University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. Yeah, I still don't trust the baby either. The baby and this gentlewoman, they're working together. And I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory, is a young Englishwoman. What? His name is Tsunosuke's the baby. How'd you guys get me with that? Oh my god. You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean when I removed the woman from the scene of the crime? Yeah, I bet the coin is gonna play into this somehow. I thought it prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Black. I don't know why I assume that, because they've made such a big deal of the fact that she's a young woman. My brain. She's indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Yume University's medical faculty. What is happening here? I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene, and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies. Thank you for the thirsty redeem, Riri! There we go, some nice iced tea. It must now be up to your excellency to decide how to deal with this situation. Oh, what's the judge gonna do? Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point.
Objection!
But, Your Excellency! That would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions. Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Ugh! Inspector Hosonaga. Yes, sir. You will locate this Does anybody know how to pronounce that? Is it Giselle? Brett, and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency. I bet if I could figure out what pun her name is supposed to be, I could pronounce it, but I'm not entirely sure. I'd need a little time to think about it. But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau. As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. Giselle. You've been saying Giselle. So it won't be a problem. Okay. I will do my best. Nothing will get in my way. Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Giselle Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear? Yes. Your Excellency! Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. To be continued. Oh man. Yes, let's save my progress. Save in this slot. The Adventure of a Great Departure. Oh man. Can I ask quickly, like, for the people who have already played, how much longer do you think the next section is when I come back? Is it gonna be about the same length as, like, kind of the section I just did? Is it gonna be longer, shorter? What do you guys think? Like, how would you what would you say? Okay, so this is about halfway. Alright, so I have been streaming already for about 2.5 hours, so maybe we will call this a good stopping point for the stream for today, just so that we don't accidentally turn this into, like, a 5-hour stream. Unless we think that I could get through it in maybe, like... I'm willing to go another hour if we think we could get through it in an hour. But if it might take longer than that, maybe it would be better to save it for next week. It's hard because I do really want to keep going, but I also don't want to drag the stream on too long. Oh, it's so hard. Yeah, half chapter per stream might be best. I know, because, like, this is a very natural stopping point. It would really suck to stop, like, in the middle of a trial, or either get too tired and burn myself out. Doing it in an hour seems optimistic. Okay, then we will call the stream for now. But oh my gosh, that was so much fun! I'm enjoying this game so much already. It's so like comfy and fun to get back to Ace Attorney after like after just a while of not playing one. It's so nice. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. I've enjoyed this so much. I'm having fun. I'm playing one of my favorite game series. Just everybody in chat is making it a great time. It was so fun chatting with you guys and hearing your thoughts and commentary. But yeah, thank you so much for coming. Oh my gosh. All right. Yes, oh thank you, Tirik. You're so nice. Oh, and have a great sleep, freaking Ashit. I hope work goes well for you tomorrow. I hope you have a great time. All right, so let's find somebody to raid. Let's see. I'm gonna see if any other VTubers are playing this game. Or any Ace Attorney game, that would be great. Anyone? I don't see any other VTubers right now playing it, so we'll just look for a V. Wait, no, Goodnight Snack is streaming. I should raid Snack, because Snack is great. Alright, we need a raid message though. Alright. I think I have one. I think I know a good raid message. Cosmo has dry hands raid would be good too. But we're gonna go with something a little bit different. If I can put this message together properly. Okay. We're gonna go with this raid message, alright? So thank you guys once again so much for coming. I appreciate it so much. I hope you all have a great night.